Tip today in association with Slattery's of Pecan, your main Peugeot dealer for over 50 years in the Premier County. Slattery'sGarage.ie.
Good morning, welcome along to Tip Today. 1800 938 007. That's our free phone number. Won't cost you if you'd like to make a call to us. And Ali is producing today. Now, lots and lots of rainfall out there, lots of flooding as well, and it's not looking good for the rest of today. So if you are out and about, or you're about to go out and about, will you do mind yourselves on the roads? Coming up on the show this morning, I'll be speaking to Johny Luby in just a few moments' time. Mark Darmody will be back with us with an update following a pivotal government meeting yesterday on disability services. Tip Today listener with flooding issues at his home. The Taoiseach Micheál Martin will be joining us as he visits Tipperary today. Issues with flooding in Nina as more rain is forecast to fall today, and of course our Friday panel will unpack the hot topics of the week. So all of that and much more on the way. You can text and WhatsApp 083 311 3311. You can email tiptoday@tipfm.com. We have that prize for you as well, a final €50 voucher from Carrickdon, and they are celebrating their brand new store in the heart of Clonmel. And exclusive ranges, I'm told, ladies' fashion, jewellery, gifts, homeware, and of course the spectacular Christmas shop as well. I'll give you a cue to call where that competition is concerned a little bit later on in the programme. Front pages of some of your newspapers today. The Irish Daily Mail telling us that a Sinn Féin activist has been arrested in connection with a far-right extremist plot to attack a mosque. The Irish Examiner, and right across the newspapers today, needless to say, coverage of that wonderful victory last night against Portugal, and much joyous photography indeed on our front pages. The Irish Examiner, and they're telling us that households are facing a bleak Christmas this year as soaring inflation drives up the prices of every essential, as well as the festive luxuries such as chocolate and turkey. And also on the Examiner today, the government is set to raise the rate of housing assistance payment, HAP, of course, to make more rental properties affordable for those struggling to find a home. And we'll be speaking to the Taoiseach about that in the next hour of the programme. Also reading on the Examiner today that a vaccination programme for the poultry industry to combat the rapid spread of bird flu has been ruled out by the Department of Agriculture. The Irish Times, dominated by probably the best photograph from last night. Republic of Ireland striker Troy Parrott celebrating scoring his second goal in the World Cup qualifier against Portugal at the Aviva, but it's a top-class photograph. It really is wonderful. Also on the Times today, we're reading that once again the local authorities are being told to put long-term homeless families with children to the top of the queue for social housing as part of a concerted government effort to reduce the number of children in emergency accommodation. That Sinn Féin story is there as well. The Irish Independent, and the lead story on the Indo today, the Department of Transport has admitted it does not know how many drivers are failing to pay motor tax. Last year, the state took in over 928 million in motor tax, up on 910 total in 2023. But the Department of Transport does not have a system to monitor compliance. Can you get your head around that, please? Well, there you go. Well, what a night of drama at the Aviva as Ireland defied all of the critics, all of the odds to beat Portugal by 2-0 in a game that had so much, including, of course, a red card for the world's best player. Here are some of the highlights.
Drilled in around the back, Scales wins the header in! Troy Parrott! Lift off at the Aviva Stadium. That is a massive goal. And no surprise, it is the man banging form, Troy Parrott, who's got it. The assist from Liam. There's one over the top. And Parrott, I think, is onside. His hands might not have been. Troy Parrott shifts it, gets his shot away! Troy Parrott on the double! And talk about the cat amongst the pitches. This is dreamland for Ireland. There's a man down in the box, a collision in there. What, if anything, did the referee see? He's going to Ronaldo, it's a yellow card.
It's got to be red, referee.
I think he's going to go back pocket, is he? Yellow card cancelled out, red card for Ronaldo. And that cheered as much as any of the Parrot goals in the first half. A sarcastic applause from Cristiano Ronaldo to the Aviva crowd. So complimentary about Dublin, about this stadium, about the Irish team.
Complimented me with putting pressure on the referee. But listen, it had nothing to do with me. It was his action on the pitch that cost him a red card. Had nothing to do with me, unless I got into his head. Maybe it's the fans. They make an amazing atmosphere.
I think it's probably the best night that I've ever had in my whole life. So it's I have no words to describe it.
Absolutely fantastic. And of course, at the end there, we heard from the man of the match and the goal scorer, Tri-Parrot. So let's go to Johny Luby. Johnny, good morning to you.
Good morning, Fran, and good morning to the listeners out there on a wet, windy morning so far.
Wet, windy morning indeed, but the good stuff for us, I mean, that was an incredible game last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fran, unbelievable. It brought back memories of 1990 and all that era with Jack Charlton and a huge crowd there in the Aviva Stadium. It was a marvellous victory, one that certainly was not expected. You know, but that's Ireland for you, isn't it? Like, that they could go and beat Portugal 2-0 and then at the same time we'll say they're playing teams that normally we would expect them to win, and here they might lose or get a draw or whatever. But last night they played some soccer. There was some atmosphere there, and looking at it on television, it was unbelievable.
Brilliant altogether. And we'll be talking about that a little later on in the programme as well. Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, I heard you saying there about, just there that... I think the Portuguese coach or something, he was talking about the Irish coach bringing pressure on the referee and that.
It was Ronaldo himself, I think he blamed the manager.
Yeah, far be it from us trying never to put pressure on a referee. I mean, we'd normally say above in Kilpeak when a referee is coming, you know, we'd go out and greet him, which all rugby clubs do, and just say to him, listen, you're a fantastic guy. You know something? We've never lost a match under you.
No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Johnny, are you flooded out? Have you a kayak down there in the Fourpenny Road?
That's right, from Michael Lundigan. Yeah, kayaked. I was going to take it this morning on the Fourpenny Road. It is nicely flooded as you go down the bottom of the hill into the valley, and try and get it then from the back of the bridge house. Shawnee might give me a shove in the back to try and get to Care and on then to Clonmel. But definitely it is bubbling at the bridge house in Golden, just waiting to come out across the road. I'd say if you picked into it to run across the road down the Abbey Road. But look, all I'd say to Fran is, before we talk about any sports or anything else like that, just to be very worried driving there in the next all the time, but especially don't chance going through a flood or anything like that, because look, if you don't know the road, you don't know how deep it is, and mind yourselves going around the bends, because there's rainwater flowing back into the floods at all times, you know. And I believe we'll say Ballygriffin Bridge now there between Golden and Dundrum, there the water comes out there now. It was out there yesterday, but it wasn't bad. But definitely in the next day or two, just mind yourselves on all roads, Fran.
That's for sure. To the GAA then, do you want to start with Commercial's great win?
That's right, yeah, Fran. They had a marvellous victory, you know, against Kilsheal and Kilcash, who certainly didn't turn up on the day, I would think, because they are better than that. But look, they won the South final in the intermediate hurling, and they were beaten in a county final of the senior football. It's a tremendous achievement to get that far. But certainly Clonmel Commercials turned up fully, and they had a marvellous display. And I thought there was a lovely photo, fair play to whoever took it, of Philly Ryan, the Lord met me, his son in goal for the Commercials, and embracing the girlfriend after the match. And I've no doubt there was tears there just thinking of Philly and his words and talking with the boys and coached them and everything else. It's amazing the memories that will come flooding back. They're out again this weekend in Clonmel, but just check again with your clubs, or no matter who you're following, are the matches on, because from what we gather, the forecast is going to be desperate. Then we have Care. They're travelling down to play a team in Cork in the Junior A hurling. They defeated Rockwell Rovers there to represent Tipperary. And I heard you talking to Paul Lundigan, I think, last Monday.
Yeah.
Maybe some people out there might find it hard to get their head around it. Somebody else won the county Junior A hurling, but the fact that they would have a senior club, that particular club, they're not recognised as a real die-hard Junior A club. A Junior A club would have no other team there, and if they had, they'd be back in the Junior B or C. But if you're a senior club and your junior team wins the county, you cannot represent the county. It goes back then along the line to the real junior clubs, which in this particular case was Care and Rockwell, the two next door neighbours, and Care won by a few points, and the very best of luck to them. We're also involved in the under-21A hurling and B hurling there in the county at the moment. Is all systems going. West Tipperary were down to the 3. There was only 4 teams in it. Clonolty, Rossmore are eliminated. We have Cashel, King Cormac, who have a nice team. They probably won't be playing until the young fellow of the O'Donoghue comes back from the Tipperary trip abroad. And you also have Arabelle Rose, who are absolutely flying at the moment, and they got to a county quarter-final. Years ago, they were a big senior team with the likes of the O'Dwyer from Kilshan, Andy Lacey, John O'Donoghue, the former Tipperary goalie. Like, they had wonderful players on the team as a senior outfit, but then they went back intermediate. But they had a good run this year, and they are a club to watch in the future. So, it's all systems go, Fran, and GA, but just check out the matches.
Absolutely, yeah.
We have Golden are in a county C final, I think, in the junior football. That'll be their 3rd county final this year. They take on their near neighbours, Galtee Rovers, who possibly would be the favourites still. They have a couple of strong lads who retired from senior or intermediate football, but they're back playing junior, and I don't know when that is on, but that's up to the powers that be.
All right, and to rugby then, Johnny, I suppose, in Ireland beating Japan.
That's right, Jeff, and they beat them in the end rather easily. They played well this weekend, which is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. They play Australia. As Trevor and Roland said to me, he said, brilliant. He said, that'll draw in a crowd at that time out tonight. So I think to the sellout against Australia. And of course, England take on the All Blacks. The All Blacks are shot at least 2 of their better players, the Barretts, not from Paul Mucka now, whilst Paul Mucka has 4 or 5, and that's of the Barretts there, but they could be related to these Barretts who hail from County Meath, so that'll be a big game to watch as well. Yes, Fran, and of course in the horse racing, last Friday night, David Murnane from Bancha House in Tipperary had a 3-timer above and Dundalk. It's hard to get one winner, but he had a 3-timer, and in the last race he finished 2nd, so he could have had a 4-timer, and heartiest congratulations to him. Tullus races are on next Thursday, please God, a huge crowd to be expected there. And of course we had the big meeting across the waters, the November meeting in Cheltenham. It's always a great 3 days, Fran. Last year I done Tip FM on the Friday morning from my lofty position up in the facilities of having a box in Cheltenham, so it was absolutely brilliant, you know.
Yeah, that's your favourite time to go to Cheltenham, isn't it?
Please, yeah, Fran.
Yeah.
My favourite time, there was a great priest, Father Breen from Kildare, and on the Saturday morning, then he'd have a mass inside in the hotel that we used to stay in, and he was doing, he was looking for somebody to go around with the basket. So I put up my hand, I said, I'll do it, and Patsy bungled out to me and said to Father Breen, don't let him go near it. He says, he had a disaster yesterday. And Father Breen said, Patsy, I know what he's like. He said, anyway, that was it.
Very good indeed. Okay, and the All-Stars as well, of course, last Friday night, Johnny.
That's right, Jeff. And it was absolutely fantastic for Tipperary to have 7. And of course, Liam Cahill there with them as well. And all looked resplendent in their outfits and the whole lot. And young McCarthy gets the Hurler of the Year, a nephew of Philly Ryan's. We only found out that lately. The late, great Philly Ryan, the Lord's mercy on him. And young McCarthy got the Hurler of the Year on the underage. And of course, John McGrath got the Hurler of the Year. And we rave about not alone their talents, but the way they carry themselves, which is absolutely fantastic. And that was on a Friday night. On the Saturday night, John McGrath was at the Tullus Greyhound Stadium for the Glengoule Glengold GA charity night at the Dogs.
Was he indeed?
He was to present medals to the youngsters of Glengold GA. What a man he is to do that. I mean, absolutely brilliant.
Is a fan. Well, their commitment to the GA is just absolutely outstanding.
It is unbelievable, unbelievable. Of course, the father and mother, look, listen, I did say to the mother the night long ago, I said, listen, there's a woman out in South Africa, she's 82 and she had triplets the other day. She says, what are you telling me, Dad? You're only in your 60s. For God's sake, I said, will you go away and keep breathing?
You want more McGraths, is that?
Oh, Mrs. McGrath, the surgeon said.
Oh, that's very good indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
What else have you got for us, Johnny?
Yes, I'm on the GA, Borlahan GA, the monster draw, 3 for 50. And don't forget the pint in Lacey's. If you buy the €50, the 3 for 50, a wonderful Christmas present from Tony and Betty Lacey there in Ballydine. So they're suffering the price of the pint just to get the thing going for Borlahan Duella. And mentioning Duella, of course, they have their Christmas tractor run, December the 6th. They assemble at the Care Mart at 4:30, and all proceeds are to one of my great charities out there, Skull Cormac in Cashel, that wonderful school. So that's on December the 6th from Care, and anything at all would be appreciated. In the Greyhounds, Fran, I must say well done to Pat Gilfoyle and his Greyhound winning the Lulls in Cork last Saturday night. A marvellous feat because she was the only female in the lineup, and to win the Lulls, I think it was worth about 40,000. And of course, Trap 1 was owned by the Cliffords of Kerry fame, David Clifford and his brother, who won the All-Ireland for Kerry this year. So Liam Dowling in Kerry had the 3 Greyhounds, Trap 1, 2 and 3, and she was drawn in the coffin box, we call it Trap 4, and she got up on the line to win. And I think young Lucknan is his head trainer there, Pat Gilfoyle, and heartiest congratulations to him. Yeah, friend, I was in the Horse and Hound the other day there, and there was
in Duella, yeah.
In Duella, yeah. A great man from that area died there a couple of weeks ago, Michael Luby, and they have a lovely memorial to him there inside in the pub, and he's missed by many people, big time farmers and everybody else. He was one of the nature's gentlemen, and but in the corner they have a big plaque, Luby's Corner.
I love it.
So I sat under it, and some fella photo Luby's Corner, and he sent it on to the Leinster House in Alboa. This is what we think of this man. But fantastic. Saturday night last, we had our Saturday night last, we had our Gerald's 40th birthday.
Right.
And it went down in the restaurant in Thomastown. Then we adjourned to Sir Roland's. And, of course, did you ever drink that Sambuca, Fran?
I did once.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something for nothing. I say the poutine wouldn't even be a third cousin to the Sambuca.
And did you have a couple of them?
I'll tell you, worse than all of that, Catherine was there, and she'd be giving out to me about having a drink and things like that. She doesn't drink herself, but she had her own company there, nieces, and they all talking to her and the whole up. Anyway, when I got her head turned, of course, Trevor arrived down with the Sambuca and put it down beside the half pint of Guinness. That was it. So I didn't want Catherine looking at 2 drinks. So I flogged the Sambuca into the Guinness. Friend, it curdled up like sour milk.
Oh, God, disgusting.
And then I had to drink it. And what did Trevor do then when I was a quarter away from the bottom? Didn't Trevor top it up again? Stop by the lights. Anyway.
Very good. Is there a cookery demonstration happening, Johnny?
There is, outside in the Horse and Jockey there in Tom Egan's well-known establishment. Yeah. Edward Hayde is in the saddle.
Good old friend of ours, yeah.
Yeah, a top-class man. And I definitely, if I can at all, friend, I'm going to go and ask him a few questions about the deep fat fryer and see what does he think about it, just to upset the
Will you ask him about boiling eggs in kettles as well, Johnny?
Fran, I got a book during the week, the St. Michael's book that I was telling you about on stories and the crack and the victories and the whole lot. It's a wonderful read, and that about great times that they had, and all of us who followed the sport, all the sports, it's a great read. You can get it in Fitzpatrick printers or from any committee member. It's on sale. They've advertisements there in it and that, but fair play to them and that. But tomorrow night, friend, we have a dog night in Tullis Greyhound Stadium. It's for the Clonolty Rossmore ladies. A night at the Dogs in Tullis starting at 7:30 in the very best of luck. And I was just reading there on the paper during the week there where I know you had Dan Quirk in, but just to say a sincere thanks for on Wednesday night next, Ballyluby Duhill. They'll present Dan Quirk of the Dylan Quirk Foundation, the proceeds from their Duhill tractor run, totaling €5,277. It takes place in Duhill Hall at 9 o'clock, and all are welcome. But a tremendous gesture to do that. Even if it's only €110 that's presented, it's appreciated. But to do 5,277, absolutely fantastic. Yesterday my day was this. I called to the lovely shop and filling station above at the Rag, right beside the county Camogie grounds.
Yeah, brilliant station. I know it well. Yeah.
Yeah, they were asking for you, of course. Never asked about me. But anyway, fair play to them. I done the Drummond Inch Lotto again for the umpteen time, GA Club Lotto there, and they gave me a coffee and a turkey sandwich.
Yes.
And she asked me then, what do you want in the turkey sandwich? It's turkey. And she says, what do you want with it? I said, a nice load of salt. And she said, Johny Luby, what about your cholesterol? I said, I was with Mr. Merchant the other day and he said, your cholesterol is absolutely flying. So,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
But anyway,
you're to mention, somebody is telling me you didn't mention Lockmore or something. You shouldn't mention what Lockmore are doing this weekend.
Oh, Lockmore football. I'll be getting back to them in a minute. Lockmore football, they're in the Munster Championship. No, the Hurlers. Lockmore Hurlers are in the Munster Championship semi-final this weekend down in Ennis.
Right.
And the McGraths, of course, didn't go on the trip. That'll show you about them as well. I mean, they stayed loyal to Lockmore, Castleiney. They didn't go on that famous trip abroad. And fair play to them. They'll turn out with their green and red colours there on Sunday or at the weekend. And the very best of luck to them. If you're going to that match, just ring and make sure that the games are on with the weather we're getting. Yeah. So, Fran, after the Rag then yesterday, I called to the nursing home in Rathkeefe, and Jim the brother went out there, so I said I'd better go out and say hello to him. And then we called on to Barden Lodge, and I met the Bake there. He was 100% behind the Irish soccer team. I'd say Fran, he wouldn't know a soccer ball from a rugby ball, but that's neither here nor there. But we called in then, Fran, to Maloney's in Paulmucca.
Yeah.
They have a big award up on the counter, Tip FM.
Very good. Yes, they won an award. Of course they did. Yeah. Was Andy there? Or?
No, Andy wasn't there, but John and Bridget were there, the governors. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. People asked me if they're good drinkers going into. I said, I couldn't tell you. I said, but they're very intelligent. I said, these lads know everything and anything about me. I said, they seem to do, they must be Googling and they're doing something, but anyway, that's the way it is. The award is sitting proudly above. And, Fran, were you ever in Maloney's?
I was in Maloney's many, many years ago. I was indeed, yeah.
By God, you better go in there.
I will.
Yeah, because I left a pint there for you.
You did in your backside.
But yeah, Fran, overall, look, hey, the big thing is that just mind yourselves on the road. We just keep repeating it there because, you know, and that I chanced yesterday. Now I had an idea of the road on the way going up to the Rag. Oh, the Tumbling Paddies are playing in the Rag, in the Rag Bell.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah.
I'll have the dates for you next week because I have to go up that way again. I have to look at a couple of hens. You get my drift.
All right, I get you. Oh, it took me a while to get that. Speaking of the garage and the shop there at the Rag, Jamie was on. He's telling me that there's flooding around there, so people need to be just pretty careful there in that area at the junction.
Very good, yeah.
I'll be speaking, Johnny, I'll be speaking to Micheál Martin in a little while. Do you want me to pass on anything from the Fourpenny Road?
Could you ask him a genuine question?
I will. What?
Well, ask him a couple of them. Go to town, Nick. Ask him, what is the position with the Children's Hospital?
Right.
2.5 billion, and it started at 800 million. I think it's a good question.
Well, it's been asked several times. I don't think anybody knows the bloody answer to it, though.
Well, ask him then this question. If a person was a TD and he went back for the election the next time, and he wasn't. The people of that county said we don't want him, so he didn't get the seat. Then he went for the Senate, and the people that can vote and that are all the smart people up and out of college and everything else. They didn't elect him. What did Micheál Martin do? He parachuted him in as one of his 12.
But that's his prerogative to do that, Johnny. You see, that's...
But what's that giving? Isn't that giving the two fingers to a county?
Well, yeah, maybe. Or it might be just that he sees something in that particular person that others don't see in him.
Right, the final question I'll ask you can ask him is this.
What?
Where did Cork go in the second half of the All-Ireland? I'm like Delby in Fulton Horses.
All right,
Where did Cork go?
I'll definitely ask him that.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell him from a great one-time Fianna Fáil supporter.
All right. Johnny, look after yourself. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's Johnny there, who's a little flooded in on the Fourpenny Road outside of Golden. We'll take a break. Back in just a moment.
Tip FM's Tip Today.
With Slattery's Garage, Puckon. Main Peugeot dealers in the Premier County. And now stocking the full range of the luxury French car brand DS Automobiles. Book your test drive today with Slattery's Garage, Puckon. See slatterysgarage.ie.
Coming up